What is going on, automotive enthusiasts? It's Peter, your Audi S3 fanatic, coming at you with another DIY. So today's project, we have the opportunity to work on an Audi B8 chassis A4. Now what we are working on specifically is installing front sway bars, or I should say upgrading the stock one that comes on this particular B8 chassis. Now, even though this one is a B8 chassis, this is also applicable to the newer B8.5 chassis as well. So the process is going to be exactly the same. Overall, the project should not be very complicated at all. I do have the car up on my quick jacks, so let's go ahead and get started on this project. So we are underneath the car here, and as you guys can tell, I have went and removed the belly trays that protect the undercarriage of the vehicle. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove those, and that allows you access to the things that you're going to need to remove. Here is the Endlink connection bolt right here. You're going to have to remove that. And kind of moving over here, here is the sway bar connecting housing setup that you need to remove that. And going over here, it's right there. And the same thing underneath the passenger's side. So go ahead and remove those. So we've gotten to the part where we installed the front sway bar, and this is essentially what it's going to look like. Now I wanted to share with you just a quick tip on how to get this bolt off. We went ahead and removed this here, and we did it over to the other side as well here. That will allow you to essentially pull this bar down a little, and then from there you'll be able to pull the sway bar towards you to get the bolt either out from this side or this side, whichever you want. So installation is going to be just the opposite, where I went ahead and put the sway bar in place, ran the bolt through as I used the end link here and just pushed it backwards a little so that I can get the bolt through. So once I secured the bolt in, I went ahead and just tightened the bracket here, did the same thing on the other side, and now what we'll go ahead and do is torque it down, and I will give you guys the torque specs under the description. But aside from that, once it's torqued, we'll go ahead and put the belly pan back in, and we'll be done at that point. So probably one of the easiest DIYs you guys can do. Now that we have the front sway bar installed on the car, we need to properly adjust the preload on that specific sway bar. Now I will say I am not a suspension guru. I don't know everything about it, but I do understand that with front sway bars as well as rear sway bars, you want to keep your preload as close to as neutral as possible. To keep it simple, I believe you want that sway bar to essentially be as close to parallel with the ground as you can get it, which means you need to tighten or torque your bolts when the car is at its resting position. Now with the car being up on the quick jack, it's going to be virtually impossible for me to do because all four wheels are on the car. So what we're gonna have to do at this point is we have to actually jack the wheels up to get it to as close as it can be to its resting position, and from there we'll go ahead and adjust the bolts and torque them down properly. Now, if I am incorrect in doing this, Please feel free to go ahead and share with me what you guys think is the correct way to do it. Again, I am definitely no guru with the suspension setup as well as every technical factor, but I do understand a few concepts that will help you properly install the sway bar. And just like that, guys, the DIY for the B8 front sway bar is complete. It is probably one of the easiest DIYs that you guys will find out there. It's essentially removing the bolts from the end links, 2 bracket bolts from each side, and the sway bar comes on out. I think it took me longer to remove the belly trays of the car than to actually install the sway bar in itself. As usual, my friends, thank you so much for watching and for the support of my channel. This is going to be Peter, your Audi S3 fanatic, signing off until the next time, my friends.